asked, "Kuch khaoge?" I politely said no. But the thing with these North Indian Punjabi type folks is that if they're in the process of offering aloo paranthas to you, saying no is not really an option there. So he asked again. He says, "Ghar se bane hain, aap mana kaise kar sakte ho?" So I sat down. And I was very thankful for that decision because those aloo paranthas were really yummy. Exactly 1 hour later, I was with 10 unknown men. And we were looking at this. There was this 9 or 10-year-old girl who was looking at us, eyes open, blank stare, not moving. And we almost ignored her. We had ignored many that evening. And then she moved her hand. And I remember in that moment I hugged her. It had been 1 hour in between when I was searching for this friend of mine called Rohit. I knew he was there somewhere, but I just couldn't find him. I checked with all my other friends, they hadn't seen him. But I kept searching. 24 hours before all this happened, I was sitting in a college hostel room with a bunch of friends, and I was bragging about the fact that my father had booked an AC coach ticket. All our college mates in Bangalore, we were going back to Delhi, first time from college. Rest of the guys were obviously in the general sleeper class kind of a thing, and I was really bragging about this fact that I've got an AC ticket. And back then, AC tickets were on a train would be almost similar to, let's say, the business class on Emirates, right? So we were all checking what bogies we were in, and everybody said S6, 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 and I was like 1A, and I was feeling very special. And then there was this very, very good friend of mine called Rohit, and he said, "I'm in S2. And he was the only guy in S2. Apparently, he had booked his tickets late. So he was the only guy. And I knew that in the AC coach, people are not allowed to come in. So I told him, I said, when the train leaves the station, I would actually come up to you. And then we would together go to the S6 coach where the entire gang was sitting. Next day, as I entered the train, I was superbly excited. Coming from a hostel room, getting into an AC environment itself was very, very big. The train left at about 6:30 p.m. from Bangalore. I had this upper side berth, which was given to me, so I climbed up on the upper side berth. I arranged my magazines. I was very surprised that they gave you a quilt and a pillow, so I arranged that. And just then, for the sheer fun of enjoying the AC, I thought I would lie down for a bit. And then I decided, I said, now it's, after lying down for a bit, I decided it's time to actually go and meet my friend Rohit. So I climbed down from the upper berth. And there was this guy on the lower berth who said, "Kuch khaoge?" Now, I agreed. I ate 2 paranthas with him, 2 aloo paranthas, very delicious aloo paranthas. I still remember them. And then, just out of sheer courtesy, I thought I would just sit and talk to him for a bit. It had been close to about 45 minutes since the train had left. And just then, the train stopped. Now, in AC coach, what happens is, if you haven't ever traveled, if I was the only lucky one, you don't figure out what is happening outside. So we had stopped in the middle of nowhere, and frankly, for a few minutes, none of us really bothered about what has happened. And then this guy came running in, and he said, "Accident ho gaya." One pantry car in the train, our train had derailed actually, and one pantry car had rammed into the bogie in front and split that bogie into half. 30 people died in that bogie. When we saw that little girl in that bogie, we thought she was dead. But when she moved her hand, time almost stood still for us. We cried there. And then I remember I hugged her. I was headed to that bogie. Rohit was in that bogie. If that man had not asked me for aloo paranthas, I would have been in that bogie when that happened. We couldn't find Rohit's body that evening. And I never met that man again who offered me aloo paranthas. And frankly, I'm not even a foodie at all. And for some strange, dark reason, I'm still here because of a couple of aloo paranthas. Thank you.